have had that entire song play.
I can't
I
hear you.
ho- hold on. I've got a guest on with us right now. And the lovely thing is he's such a special individual. I'm LaDonna Raeh, and I hear an echo, so I'm gonna take this down. There is something to be said about senior talks. Senior talks is when you guys get an opportunity to call in and talk about your senior life. Senior life is so important because on Senior Talks, we talk to thriving seniors. Okay. So you just heard Eddie Dalton, I believe his name is. And because of his song, I'm able to have an intro that gives us an opportunity that talks about what senior life is all about. So, thank you so much for joining us right here on WVON 1690 each and every Saturday, 7 a.m. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, we have the Black Women's Expo going on. WVON like took over the Black Women's Expo. And I'll be there tomorrow doing an entire takeover of moderating the mental health panel. All right. So just to get you guys started, you can give us a call at 773-591-1690. I want to let you know God works in mysterious ways. I know you know that. Hey, Barbara Jean, good morning. Tell me how it sounds on the online there. And because God works in mysterious ways, that has been the soundtrack of the life of Dr. Darius Lawrence. I think many of our listeners can identify with that. When you're younger, well, when we're younger, because I'm in there too, we want life to make sense while we're living it. But when we become seniors, so I've heard, or even pre-seniors where I'm at, we often realize life only makes sense when we look backward. The dots connect after the fact. So I'd like to start here. I am introducing you guys to someone that is so dynamic because one of the biggest conceptions is about getting older and life being smaller behind you in your rear view. The best stories are not always behind you, and you haven't already done your greatest work. But what if the opposite is true? What if every chapter of your life, even the unexpected ones, has been preparing you for the next opportunity? Yeah. What if the setbacks weren't setbacks at all, but setups? Today, we're talking about something everyone of us can relate to. The mysterious ways our life unfolds. Sometimes you don't understand why one door closes until another one opens. Sometimes the job you almost didn't take, the person you almost didn't meet, or the challenge you almost gave up on became the very thing that changes your life forever. Our guest today has lived that story. He has spent decades behind the scenes, making sure we heard the music, the message, and the moment. He's worked with Grammy-winning gospel artists, engineered broadcasts seen around the world, helped build media ministries, taught the next generation of audio professionals, worked the 1996 Olympic Games, and even earned a Grammy himself. But if you ask him what matters most, he'll tell you it isn't the awards, it's the people he's mentored. It's the lives he's impacted, and it's the faith that guided every step of his journey. Joining us this morning is Grammy Award-winning audio engineer, entrepreneur, musician, mentor, and captain of Chicago's MTC3 Cycling Club, Dr. Darius Lawrence. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Darius. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I
Oh,
can't hear you.
gotcha. Turn your volume up. I can hear you. Okay, he says he can't
I
hear
can't
us.
hear anything you're saying. Your audio is totally gone.
Gotcha, gotcha. 1 second. We're gonna get him together. Okay, we're gonna call him. I'm gonna ask him some questions that will blow your mind. So just give me a second, guys. I would give his phone number over the air, but that wouldn't be cool. Robert, I'm gonna give you his number. All right, stand by. Um, I like talking to people like Darius because I know for a fact, I know what he has contributed to the cycling club. I don't want to tell all his business, but I'll go ahead and do it. Darius, Darius and I used to work together at Illinois Media School. And that's when I first met him. When we worked together, I saw these students. He had them rounded up in professionalism, the way that they were learning audio engineering. It wasn't any old type of way. Here's what happens. Oh, wait. Can he play a radio or laptop or cell phone audio and have double feed? Okay, tell me if it's doubling up, guys. But I watched those students that were under his tutelage. They went from look, they went from learning audio engineering to learning the business of audio engineering. Okay. And when you learn the business of audio engineering, it's so important just because in doing so, it's not just playing sound, it's about the business of playing sound. So, because I know that Darius has worked on, he's calling you Darius. I know he's worked with people like Pastor Bill Winston. Bill Winston has the Living Fresh grocery store on, I think it's in Park Forest. They have the Jones Business School or Joseph Business School, sorry. And because of that, it's the business of audio engineering. It's the business of groceries. These are businesses. Let's see if we get them on the line. Darius, you there? Not yet. Okay, they're getting them on the line. All right, let me take some of your comments. I see what's going on here. And guys, you can give us a call, 773-591-1690. All right. Barbara Jean says, Saturday greeting. Amen for that. Saturday greeting. And then I'm not sure who this is. They said, oh, there he is. Darius. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Finally. I don't know what was going on with your phone.
I don't know. I mean, I was hearing you, and then all of a sudden you just cut off. Your audio, I could always see you, but I couldn't hear you.
Okay, well, something changed. I tell you, it's always audio engineering. I'm gonna have to get you to look into this. Good, you missed all that great intro that I had for you.
Yeah, I missed it all. Please send it to me.
Dang it. You're going to have to see it on YouTube. Guys, make sure you go to the WVON YouTube channel. You'll be able to hear that intro and hear what all I had to say about Dr. Darius Lawrence.
Bless you. And thank you, Doctor.
Of course. Of course. So I said something to the effect of the accolades of what you've done. Let me just tell you. You started with God. Let's see, God doesn't. Oh, well, hold on, I have it right here. Hold on, here it is. Here we go. Okay. Oh, captain of Chicago's MTC3 Cycling Club. And you weren't expecting that, but I did my research. And Grammy Award-winning audio engineer. I started with that. But I want to get our audience into the fold because they've heard the intro, they've heard everything. One phrase stood out to me immediately when I read your story, and that is when you said, God works in mysterious ways. That has been the soundtrack of your life. I think many of our listeners can identify with that. But when you look back over your life today, what moment first made you realize God had a plan that was much bigger than the one you had for yourself?
That's a great question. I can't. When I made that statement, people were just asking me to just give a synopsis of my life, and that's a great question. I think when I started serving in ministry, God started opening doors of opportunities for me to serve, the secular in the secular world as well as in church, behind the scenes, and how He connected me with Donald Lawrence is where my growth in gospel music really started. And working in the Chicago area with artists like Ricky Dillard, LaVonia Whitley, from a broadcaster. Yeah, it's just there's so much. Again, I'm just so grateful to God for He surrounded me with wonderful people, wonderful opportunities, and knowing that not only do I have to receive, but I have to give back, and that's been a lot of my focus over the last 20 years. Is just trying to give back, helping to develop other audio engineers and production people.
I've
So
seen
yeah,
that. Yeah, I've seen that in you. With even that, with that being said, you went from musician to factory management to owning one of Chicago's premier audio production companies. Most people would
give me
think
a whole
most people would think those careers have nothing to do with each other. How do they all connect in God's plan?
excellence. Doing. I tell my students all the time. You do your best today. Your tomorrow depends on today. The work you do today, things you say today. You never know who's listening. And I found that to be just doing what I love from being a musician. Passionately opened up doors of opportunity as a musician, and it opened up opportunities of being in the factory and warehousing, giving me skills and direction and management. A lot of my management skills came from serving in an office supply warehouse, being a supervisor, being a manager, and able to apply those to almost every area of my life and career, to include cycling. Being a good leader, being on time, being clear with what's expected from all.
Hmm. Hmm. You know, God has so many plans for us, and I know we use that least loosely. But have there ever been moments where you question the direction God was taking you?
No, never. I just when you're hearing from God, you got to go with the flow. You do
Yeah.
follow the directions He's giving you, and when you're hearing from God, there's no question about it. Some people can't say that. I can truly say that God's been a presence in my life that I've been listening to, and He's
Yeah.
never let me down, for sure.
I know that's right. And see, that makes it easier. You said God, you say that God surrounded you with wise spiritual counsel. Who were those people?
Yes. Oh, Pastor James T. Meeks, um, Johnny Coleman from Christ Universal Temple. I served under her leadership for decades, under Walter Robinson, her director there. Pastor Corey Brooks. Again, he's put some wonderful ministry leaders in my life that have been just such a blessing and responsible for who I am
Yeah.
today.
I love it. And there's nothing like being able to list your mentor, list the people that you learn from. And also you have worked with some great names in gospel music. Most people recognize the voices. Now, very few recognize the people making sure those voices are actually heard. They think that all they do is show up. What does an audio engineer really do?
We capture, we get connected to those artists and representing them. We want to be an extension of them. We want to make sure that their vision, their creativity is heard, is
Yeah.
captured and recorded. And again, so no live recording is ever the same. It's the same technically, but my company and myself, we went the extra mile in being in tune and caring, being in the meetings on time, being on time. Again, I like to be behind the scenes listening to producers. And then producers are a big part of that as well. We connect with the producers, not just the artists, because every project has a different producer. And so we have to connect with whomever the producers have been. Working with the Voices of Tomorrow, we did the choir competitions all over the country, under the leadership of the late Hoyt Owens and Andrew Ford from Philadelphia. So again, God put people in your life that you need to have in your life, and shame on us for not taking full advantage of that. Why He's connected us with so many people and connected me with so many people. So again, I'm overwhelmed when I think about who I've been in contact with on the jazz and gospel genres, for sure. And I want to say also, man, one of my mentors, Geraldine DeHaas, former director of Jazz United in Chicago, just made her transition this week. And I just want to pray for her family, man. She's just, her and her husband have had a mega presence in my life and developing who I am today as well. So Darius DeHaas and Aisha DeHaas, my thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Wow. And same here. We give our thoughts and prayers as well. What is the biggest misconception about your profession? Because I think people don't see the behind the scenes. So they assume that all you do is plug up mics and that's it.
Oh, no. I'm at the rehearsals. I make sure my staff is at the rehearsals. Again, we have to be a part of it from the ground up. So it's not easy. And everybody hasn't had the success I've had because they probably weren't giving it the attention it needs to have. I'll never forget in '96, I did the '96 Olympic Games, and that same summer, Donald Lawrence called me to be on staff with him, and I had to assign one of my good friends, Dwayne Drain, to cover the concerts and special events until I got done with the games. And again, God just puts a lot on you, and again, I surround myself with wonderful people to back me up. People say, "So and so gonna be good." I said, if I send somebody to cover for me, they're either as good as me or better than me. And again, I have no ego. I want when I send someone out to cover me, I shouldn't have to worry that I'm being covered, and that's usually the case. God surrounded me with good support to do what I do.
I hear that. So someone is on, I see a comment here, and they say that on the radio there's no echo. And then someone else said that there's an echo loop. What do you say to that?
There is no echo.
Right, there is no echo. But someone said there's an echo loop, so there's an echo somewhere.
Okay.
And audio engineer 101, I'm like, drum roll. What is the answer? What should we look for?
Something's up that shouldn't be up in the production mix.
Yeah. Okay.
So check all the channels. Make sure they only have it's not returning back into the production line. That's what it probably could be.
Is that like a mix minus?
Yep. Exactly.
All right. So, because see, these are those hot moments when something changes because you have different people on the board, right? And I've seen this at my church. My church has had, every time we come in on Sunday, someone has touched the board, and we almost have to start from the beginning because someone has touched the board. If you, oh, go ahead.
Call me.
Tell them to call you. I've called you.
We'll get that stuff together.
I tell you,
lack of training. We got to train people to do the same things.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with things evolving into streaming as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I tell you what, and guys, make sure you keep those comments rolling. I want to, let's see, it says, here it's an echo on iHeart. There's no echo. The echo's on Facebook. Okay, so there's something going on online with them.
Okay.
All right, so now let's do this. Yeah, you couldn't hear me when I did that. You have worked with some of the greatest names in gospel music. Most people recognize the voices, right? As I said before. But when you look at what an audio engineer does, tell us about working with someone like Reverend Milton Brunson.
Oh, my God. That's where it started, serving the Tommies, serving Reverend Milton Brunson. I'll never forget many years I worked with him. I would get there early for load in. He'd be there, and we engaged in so many wonderful conversations. Just what a humble man. What a humble man. You bring back memories. You caught me off guard there, man. I love me and miss me some Reverend Milton Brunson.
Was there ever a moment when you stopped and thought, I can't believe I'm here?
I didn't quite know. That was early in my gospel career at the time. I didn't realize who Reverend Brunson was until later into the series of recordings we did. Reverend Brunson is where I met the Percy Beatties and the Darius Brooks. Various producers that are doing well, presently. Pastor Ray McBeatty. He was a drummer then. So again, just as they say, God works in mysterious ways in my life and many of their lives as well. In connecting us and the relationships we still have. I have wonderful relationships with everybody in that circle.
Hey, Robert, let's go to break real quick. And let's drop something in there, and then we'll come back with Dr. Darius Lawrence. I know he's looking for something.
Okay. Any reason that audio drop from that video that you had me set up on initially, the first?
Because you're on the phone. You're on your phone. That's what your video source is, right?
I'm on my phone now, yeah.
Yeah, so the video is not going to play while we're on the phone.
Okay, gotcha.
While he looks for that, one of the when we talked about the 1996 Olympics.
What's going on with the rest of your day?
Can you hear me?
When do you leave the station?
Darius, can you hear me? Oh, you're not able to hear me.
More from Clara
there we go.
And Senior Talk coming up next on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, there's a echo going on.
Yeah.
When I talk. And I'm not sure why that is. Hold on. Hey, there's an echo when I talk on Facebook. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There's an echo. When I talk, there's an echo.
Shouldn't be.
It's on, I know, but on Facebook only, not on iHeart.
Or on YouTube. Did you check out YouTube?
I can't check it now because that's why I said let's go to break. And Darius is on with us.
Yeah, I'm on here now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're on the phone.
Yeah, I'm hearing a slight echo just now for some reason. It's very slight.
Oh.
Joe's Landscaping. This is Joe.
I'd like an estimate to install a sprinkler system in the forest.
Okay, your property's on forest land?
Oh, no. It is the forest.
I don't follow.
Well, I'm calling around for estimates to install sprinklers throughout our forests.
What?
Let me explain. We're a grassroots group looking for funding to combat people's recklessness with fire in the forest. We can't get funding if we don't have an estimate, so,
Are you serious?
Yeah. We're calling it the National Sprinkler System. Isn't that great?
You want to know how much a sprinkler system would run you for the forest?
Uh-huh.
That doesn't even make sense, sir.
Oh, no. Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe we should just map out Olympic National Forest first.
Is this a joke?
No. Imagine being able to flip a switch and put a fire out.
Flip a switch. You know how much land you're talking about?
I know it seems big, Joe.
It seems big.
Well, they built that pipeline thing. That's pretty big.
No. I'm sorry, I can't help.
Wait, Joe.
Only you can prevent wildfires. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, the Ad Council, and this station.
And now back to Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hello, is anyone there?
All right, we're back. Senior Talk right here on WVON 1690. And you guys, we appreciate our listeners. You guys can give us a call, 773-591-1690. We're talking to Dr. Darius Lawrence. It's a beautiful thing to have a situation where we talk to thriving seniors that are still getting it in. And I love the fact that you have been so active in your community. Just before we went to break, I wanted to ask you about the 1996 Olympic Games. Millions of people watched those broadcasts, but they had no idea that someone like you was responsible for making sure the world heard them. How did that opportunity happen? Now, 1996, Atlanta, Olympic Games, go. How did that happen?
These concerts and recordings, that we do in gospel. I said, really? And so I was a little nervous. And I said, I would like to do the Olympic Games. And so, you fill out a bunch of paperwork. I mean, I've never filled out so much paperwork talking about me and my background and questioning my background, because we're working with the international community. So security and safety and who we are and what we are is so important. And once I got through all the paperwork, got my assignment, and Joe was so slick, he put me on one of the more difficult events. I did wrestling, freestyle wrestling, Roman Greco wrestling, football, indoor football, judo, weightlifting, ping pong, or table tennis, I should say. And again, we had to transition the meets, the mats, or they should say the sporting, or the judo and wrestling. We had to convert those rooms totally to prepare for indoor football at the time. And so it was just a wonderful experience, just a wonderful experience. And Joe Wilson, again, someone I've worked prior to that, been working with with various ministries. He saw enough in me to trusted me to be part of that and make it happen. So that was a life-changing experience. I can also say that's when fiber was first introduced to the industry. Mm-hmm. And we were one of the first, the Olympic Games was the first time fiber was introduced to production. So many firsts being part of the 96 Olympic Games.
Yeah, like building the next generation. This may be my favorite part of your story. You didn't keep your knowledge to yourself. Everything that you've learned, you taught at Columbia College and Illinois Media School, where we met, actually. And we taught there together because you had the audio engineering program and I taught marketing, podcasting, audio tracking, and drone flying. Okay. I was just very versatile. But you
Wow.
created
I didn't know
internships.
about the drone part.
You didn't know about
You
the
gotta say that again.
drones?
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely. But you created those internships. You opened doors, and that was legacy. Why was mentoring so important to you?
Oh man, just not many instructors can open up doors of opportunity. Like many of my students at Illinois Media School, they did internships at Rainbow Push because I was production manager, audio manager with Rainbow Push's up front with Jesse Jackson's show and the Saturday morning forum. So Reverend Jackson and the staff at that time were so open to me allowing students to come in and intern there, and they hired several of our students because our students did what I asked them to do. Their best was recognized. And again, not many instructors are like you and I, are really active in industry where we can offer those opportunities and have the trust of the various organizations to allow students to come in. Because as we know, students will come on different levels, and we have to be careful in who we introduce to our gigs, to keep our gigs. And so
That's true. That's true, because if they go out there, you introduce them, and then they mess up, that's on your name.
That's on my name, exactly right. That's on your name, exactly right. So again, God has really surrounded us with some quality students and given us discernment to know who we can trust and who we can introduce. And I think I may have had in 20 years in education, I think I may have had one student that didn't do so well. And, but it says a lot. Again,
I think I know who that was. Okay. Word gets out. Okay. Legend has it that you ride 30 miles a day for your peeps, excluding Sundays. Now we talking about cycling. Am I saying it right? The MCT3 Club?
Oh, Major Taylor Cycling Club of Chicago. That's where the three T's come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Major Taylor Cycling Club of Chicago. I ride 6 days a week. Average 150 to almost 200 miles a week, and I do that just to.
Wait, Dr. Darius, how did you get started with that? I just want to, because guys, we're talking to Dr. Darius Lawrence, and he is a beast when it comes to riding. That's all his posts are about riding, getting up early in the morning, 6 days a week, riding that bike.
10 years, a little bit over 10 years ago, and when I decided to take my life into my own hands, outside of medication, losing weight and getting rid of managing my diabetes. Again, God surrounded me with some wonderful people, some wonderful spin instructors, people in the health club also that was on a mission to lose weight and have better health. He put us together, and so I will never forget. I was on an elliptical, and one of the young ladies said, "Have you ever done spin?" I said, "No." She said, "You should try it." I've been on the bike ever since. Doing that spin classes. One of several spin instructors were cyclists with Major Taylor Chicago, and they told me that connection. They invited me to come out on a ride and encouraged me to buy a bike and taught me what to look for in buying a bike, and it all started there. I've been hooked. Been one of the more satisfying things I've done in my career is picking up cycling.
Now, I don't want to put a damper on this. You've had some health challenges.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
Oh man. Well, when I got the diabetes under control, lost 160 pounds. Got my weight under control. I found out I developed AFib and A-flutter. So last year I had a heart procedure done to correct the AFib and A-flutter. And now I'm going through some stuff now with my memory. I'm under watchful eye of a neurologist, a memory neurologist, to find out what's going on with my memory, because I'm finding I'm having to write everything down.
Yeah.
I find myself returning phone calls 2 and 3 times that I made. People say, "We've talked, D. We talked, Darius. We took care of that already." So yeah, I'm just trying to get ahead of that. That's just most recently. So again, life is, and the devil can be busy in our lives trying to trip us up, but we got to just keep moving. We got to keep moving forward and address things. A lot of us, sometimes we know something's wrong, but we don't go see about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me. When things aren't right, we got to go find out what's going on.
As someone who used to work for the Alzheimer's Association, I'm talking about the national office. I remember the first day that I got my badge and my key. And I thought I was going to go straight to my office, and I was walked to a video. And that was to understand what Alzheimer's was. Now, we're not claiming that on your life, but there is a such thing as brain health. And when it comes to brain health, we don't play about that. So, Darius, or Dr. Darius, I'm going to cross my fingers and say that when it comes to calling people several times, maybe they need to hear your voice another time in one day. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. And you know what? And the people that look, the people that get those calls several times a day, tell them to be patient and say, "Hey man, we did just talk, but look, I did have something else I needed to talk to you about." Okay? Therefore, we're not making you feel uncomfortable. But and it could just be something that you and your neurologist can work through. There's Dr. Lisa over in Chinatown. She's an herbalist. We call her Dr. Lisa. She has a lot of Eastern medicine breakthroughs that she works with. So I definitely recommend that you go and see her if she hasn't retired. I hope she hasn't, because she took over for her father.
Some of your information.
Absolutely, I will. So in cycling, you're doing all the right things. You lost 180 pounds. And you're still thriving as an audio engineer. How has your faith evolved with your age?
How's my faith evolved with what?
With your age.
Oh, it's just gotten stronger. You get just getting wiser. I mean, just as you know, in production, we always learn. Any event we do, we always learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Always learn something. Anyone tells me I hit a wall, I can't learn anything anymore, I know it all, that's not, I feel bad for them. In ministry, again, I'm back over at the Living Word Christian Center with Dr. Bill and Veronica Winston. I learn something there every week. There's always something, wonderful staff there. I just got through hearing one of the Winstons being interviewed on the show prior to yours. Melanie, again, they do wonderful work there. She does wonderful work in so many different areas. But you learn something. I learn something every day, and that's why I think I don't want to retire. I'm kind of semi-retired, but I love what I do. Working in ministry, working in production, on the various levels, working in sports. Still working with some of the staff at the Illinois Media School, with Chicago State, doing their soccer and volleyball, and now football. I'm going into a football season with Chicago State. So, yeah, God is blessing me, keeping me happy, doing the things I like to do, training students and helping to develop students and developing myself. He's keeping me growing all the time. So I love what I do.
I know, I can tell too. I can tell. Hey, you know that Grammy you won? Is it still on your mother's mantle?
Yes, it is. That's where it all started. People ask me, how come you don't have it in your house? I said, no, it started in my mother's house. I want my mother, when my friends come by and see her, I want them. I want to be on her fireplace.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I know that that's quite an accomplishment. Most people don't even get to touch a Grammy, let alone win one. And you have done both. What a beautiful story. I think about the Olympic Games, your legacy, all of the being involved with Operation Push, working directly with Jesse L. Jackson Sr., or the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr., and the late Reverend L. Jackson Sr.
Don't make me cry. Don't
y-
make me cry.
yeah, so we have
It's a wonderful experience.
absolutely. And you shared so much with me about how you have been a very intricate, or they were a very intricate part of your life, and
Yeah.
how you have been in Chicago just quietly in the background. And I wanted to definitely reach out to you and say, you know what, Dr. Lawrence, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We are grateful for you, not because of the names that you've worked with, but because of the lives that you've touched. So I appreciate having you on today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And continue the great work you're doing.
I appreciate that. Now, I want to give you the floor. After all the accolades, after everything else, what's a quiet day for you, like at home?
Just watching TV. I watch a lot of news.
Oh, gosh, no, stay away from that.
Oh no. Watch a lot of news and just relaxing. Just relaxing. Working on. I have so much keeping me busy working on the next project. Make sure I have all the I's dotted, T's crossed, and just lately with these health challenges, just trying to make sure I stay on top of that stuff. And again, I always want to do a good job and never want to have any excuses. It's one reason I stepped away from Donald Lawrence and Company was I didn't feel comfortable traveling because of the health challenges. So we got to be wise in making decisions, and God's given me wonderful options through all the challenges, and I'm so grateful for that.
Lovely. And what do you hope that your true legacy will be?
Developing. I'm still one of my young men that started with me at Salem, Nelson Robinson. He's director of audio over at the House of Hope. I wanted to help develop men like that, that are focused. He's a family man and doing a great job. He works for Jennifer Hudson, again. So I want to just help other people reach their goals. That's my passion, helping other young men reach their goals. People like Nelson, and we lost another one a couple months ago. Paul Abrams, Raymond Rogers. I got a list of young men that are out here doing some wonderful things in the world. So I want to continue to help those guys reach their goals and their dreams, and hope that they do the same thing. Help to develop others to grow.
I love that. So your legacy will be, he's always helped people to grow. I love it. Well, Darius, before we let you go, I want to go back to the phrase that you said, God works in mysterious ways. And he did. He brought us back full circle. As I've listened to just your journey from what you've shared, South Shore High School, Olympics, Grammy-winning productions, to mentoring the next generation, one thing is clear. None of it happened by accident. That's for sure. So I really appreciate you coming on to Senior Talks right here on WVON 1690. Look, tell a senior to tell a senior to tell a senior that even Dr. Darius Lawrence is still out there bicycling, okay, out in the elements. So what is your excuse? I'm talking to myself. Here I am. My bike is my best friend dropped off a bike for me. She's like, I got two of them. I don't need two of them. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ride. That was like last year. Okay. I need to get that bike out there. Get my 30 miles in. What am I doing?
Meet me at LA Fitness, 35th and King Drive at 5:15.
Oh boy.
Any day of the week, we'll be there.
Um,
We got you.
wow. 5 in the morning, Darius?
5 in the morning.
Okay. I don't know about that. What time do y'all get back?
7:30. You better get to work in time. 7:30.
Actually, I'll be just getting up. No, I'm just kidding. I get up at 6, but you talking about,
I'm gonna look for you now. We got millions of people listening, so I'm gonna look for you.
Lord have mercy. I didn't open up a can of worms, guys. Thank you so much for being on with us, Darius. I want you to give your best to give my best to your family, and much well wishes to you and yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now. Guys, we just spoke to Dr. Darius Lawrence. What a beautiful treat to talk to on Senior Talk. Just listening to his story, I know we listened to all the names. He dropped a lot of names. We're talking about Reverend Milton Brunson, the Thompson Community Singers, Ricky Dillard, and Nugie, Donald Lawrence, and the Tri-City Singers, not to mention the Clark sisters and Dr. Bill Winston, along with his wife. There's a lot of names, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., that he dropped during that conversation. But one thing stands out to me, that God doesn't make any mistakes. My mother used to always tell me that. And there are times when you hear it and you don't want to, but it still rings true. Definitely still rings true. I want to make sure that we know our resources. Last week, we played a game, and I'll tell you what I did over last week. There was my community. I used to live on 75th in Indiana. I grew up in the house right next to Soul Vegetarian. And there was a I believe that used to be a gas station, but now it's a strip mall, a little small outdoor mall. Okay, you got the grocery store, if you want to call it that, convenient, whatever. And then they've got a barbecue house over there. And then they've got, I feel like there's some nails over there. Then they've got the fish place. And I needed to get my dad something. He had a taste for some what did he get? Oh, Italian beef. So I went to this fish place, and garbage was everywhere, all on the ground outside. It looked like it had been there for months, maybe from the winter. And here we are in the summertime. And all I thought about was all of you, and what do we do, and who do we call, right? So I'm looking at all this garbage, and I get to the counter, and the lady, who was maybe Middle Eastern descent, she says, she doesn't even speak. She says, "What can I get for you?" And I'm saying it not politely. I'm saying it politely. It wasn't that intimate at all. And I was with my children. I said, see, they don't even speak in some cases, but they're in our neighborhood, because I told you this is where I grew up. Always make sure that you let people know what it is they did to offend you, if anything at all, in a way, in a loving way. And I said to her, at least say hello. And then I asked her, who cleans up the garbage? I reached out to Alderman Will Hall. And I'm hoping that we can get something going where there's not just a cleanup day, but a community code of conduct. Yes, I got that from one of our callers. Thank you, Art. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Senior Talks every Saturday. Keep the calls coming in. I see the comments. You guys are teaching me. You don't know this, but I feel like I'm being mentored by all of you on how to be the best senior possible. I love hearing your stories. Email me, LaDonna@WVON.com. If you have our app, download it and leave an open mic comment. We love all of you, and continue to call and strive and be a thriving senior. Right here on Senior Talks, WVON 1690. I'll be at the Black Women's Expo tomorrow, moderating the mental health panel at 2:00. Up next, Obadeli, Katrina, with the Aklevis Hour. Bye-bye for now.
We're just passing through time.